ease the strain of being far from home. The Red Cross also responds to international emergencies. The Red Cross helps create and administer America's funds for Afghan children, with money donated by thousands of children right here in our community and across the nation who were asked to donate $1. Already, $1 million worth of essential supplies and medicine has been shipped to Afghanistan. Through its work, the Red Cross, an enduring American institution, restores hope at home and throughout the world every day. And its vital services would not be possible without generous contributions from the American people. Therefore, I, Josephino, Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, by virtue of the authority vested in me by North Reading, Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim March 2002 as American Red Cross Month, and request that each member of our community support the noble humanitarian mission of the American Red Cross of Massachusetts Bay/North area with a gift of time, blood, or money. Mr. Muldoon.
Mr. Chairman, I move to proclaim March 2002 as American Red Cross Month.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? 0. Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda, we have Town Clerk's bond, fix the sum. Mr. Young, just a definition, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an annual event by the board. The board sets the bond for the town clerk's office. This is generally based on the amount of revenue that the town clerk handles a year, and this bond just protects the town regarding such.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to fix the sum of the bond for Town Clerk Barbara Stats at $14,000.
Motion made. Do we have a second? Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? 0. Thank you. Is it me? Okay. Tuesday. No. Next on our agenda is a one-day liquor license for Knights of Columbus. I am an active member of the Knights of Columbus, so I will abstain from discussion or voting on this, and I will turn it over to the Vice Chair. Mr. Murphy.
We have an application before us for a one-day liquor license for the Knights of Columbus. It's a beer and wine license for an event at St. Teresa's Church Hall. The application has been completed, and we also have a memorandum from Chief Purnell, and he has no particular issue with this, but he does ask us to limit the hours, that the serving and consumption be limited to the interior of the hall, and that the proper serving methods are employed to prevent overconsumption. Motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the one-day wine and malt beverage alcohol license for the Knights of Columbus to be held at St. Teresa's Church on Saturday, March 16th, 2002, between the hours of 7 p.m. and midnight.
Have a second?
Second for discussion.
Yeah, just
Discussion.
Yep.
Discussion.
One of the points brought up by the chief, that it be limited to the interior of the hall. Should that be in the motion too, or is that irrelevant?
That's standard.
I think
in
it's
rules
standard
and regulations.
in the rules and regulations. But if you want, you can tack it on to the motion.
I'm done.
Okay. Any other?
That was my
Yeah. Okay.
discussion point, yeah.
We have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
1.
301.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Okay, next on our agenda we have appoint outside auditor, Mr. Younger.
Yes, this is a recurring event for the Board of Selectmen. Per the charter, the outside auditor has to be appointed by the Board of Selectmen. Dick Hingston from the firm of Justy Hingston and Company has been doing our auditing for a number of years and has been fairly responsive to the town of North Reading. It is recommended that he be reappointed to conduct our audit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Younger. Thank you, Mr. Younger. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, in accordance with the Town Charter, Chapter 7, Financial Procedures, Section 7-2-2, I move to appoint Justy, Hingston and Company for the years ended June 30th, 2002, 2003, and 2004.
And motion made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bailey?
Is this something, you said that they've been the auditors for several years, is this
Several years.
something we ever go out to bid for, or that it's reviewed, the status and the?
As far as going out to bid, we do not have to go out to bid for the audit. This has not gone out to bid recently, no.
Is it not your recommendation that we do that periodically? or?
It is my recommendation for the upcoming one is to continue with this firm. We can review it in the near future for bidding in the future, but he's done a fine job. He's come before the board, comes before the board every year, reviews the audit, makes the financial recommendations.
I guess I don't have a problem with that, and I'm not questioning the quality of his work, but rather if,
Yeah,
from time to time,
I understand.
we might review it.
Just a
Mr. Murray?
couple of questions. One is a follow-on to that. How many years have they done the audit?
If I recall, at least through my prior to my tenure here, I think it's been at least.
Through your tenure?
Yeah.
As a follow-on to that, though, you will note that the peer review was completed as well, so there's
Right.
a sort of check and balance in there.
Right.
And then I would just call to the board's attention the increase in fees, which relates to GASB 34, which I brought up at our last meeting, which is going to be a burden on the finance department in the upcoming year. As in Government Accounting Standards Board 34 will require assigning figures to
Figures.
Fixed assets throughout the town,
Exactly.
roads, buildings, et cetera. So it's a major, again, that's just another highlight of what a major undertaking that is and what it's going to add to the audit process.
Right.
But this may be something, Tom, we want to take a look at over the summer. Again, I don't have any issue with the firm. Those are my only comments, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
very good. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? 0, 4-0. Thank you.
Yes, you
Okay, next on our agenda is snow and ice emergency. Do we have a motion, Mr. Mulder?
Mr. Chairman, I move to declare a snow and ice emergency in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 31D.
Motion made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Maybe, Mr. Younger, you could just speak a little bit on why we're doing this.
Pursuant, and generally most communities do this every year, is that you budget X amount of dollars for your snow and ice during the previous fiscal year. If you overexpend that, then that goes on to the upcoming next year's tax rate. As of right now, as of February 22nd, the maximum it appears to be almost approximately $46,000. That would be added on to the upcoming tax rate for FY03. If we have no other storms, that would be great. Knock on wood.
Sure would be.
And it would be hopefully a lesser amount than we've currently put into the budget to go into town meeting, so.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
We
Oh,
almost
I'm
made it
sorry.
without doing this.
Almost. We were closest we've ever been.
But Mr. Chairman, just recall, there are storms, we've got storms in March and April.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah,
Well, no,
guaranteed.
but not this year. Okay, motion made and duly seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, 0. Thank you. It's not 8 o'clock. We have to wait a couple of minutes for 8 o'clock. So let's move down to number 9, which is the ambulance abatement. And Mr. Younger, if you again would briefly explain, this is a part of our new policy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The town is taking a more aggressive role in receiving unaccounted for balances on our ambulance billing. And the Board of Selectmen had adopted a policy that if a party did not indicate after we were notified that they could request an abatement, that they could be sent to collection through Comstar. The listing that you have received in front of you, with the exception, none of these parties have requested an abatement, or they've been notified of such through Comstar. And there's one I have recommended for a write-off because of it being unbillable. I recommend that the names, you'll not mention names publicly, but I mentioned that those listings should go to collection through Comstar.
Thank you. Do we have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'll do it under discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to send to collection a request for write-off from Comstar dated January 11, 2002 and February 15, 2002, with the exception of Bill NR1-2186.
Motion made, do we have a second?
Second, for discussion.
Motion made, second for discussion. Did you have something?
Yeah, this is, I guess, through the chair to the town administrator,
Yes.
this is our first round
That is correct.
of doing this.
That's
So
correct.
obviously, we'll all be sensitized to what occurs here and maintain effective communication through this process.
That's correct.
Because, it's a new
It's our
policy,
first time.
and we're gonna,
This is what we asked to do.
this is
was
what we
see
asked
it
to do.
So we could
and-
look at it.
But we'll
Right.
stay in communication on what
Definitely.
transpires
On what
as we go
happens.
forward, because it is a sensitive issue.
Exactly.
I agree with it.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. The only thing under discussion, Mr. Younger, the packet in here does not have that second sheet. I just wanted to be sure you knew that. The packet, chair packet. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 0. Thank you. Almost there.
You can go to,
Do you want to bring up something brief on yours, Mr. Younger?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The report, as the board knows, Police Officer Duncan Burns has resigned from our force to join the state police. We wish him the best of luck going to the department. I have not asked for a list yet from civil service regarding that position. So just, the board know right now, it's currently vacant, that
Okay.
position.
We have a vacancy,
Yeah.
and we do wish him the best of luck with the state police.